One. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerd is the New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. the Essential Employee, with my co-host.
This is Eli, a.k.a. Bobby Digital.
See, they don't know that one. They don't know about Bobby Digital. Because we're the only ones that watch the Hulu show.
You analog motherfuckers, what's up?
Exactly. So, yeah, we're back with another episode. And, yeah, this is kind of going to be a sad episode. This is kind of like a swan song for us. Now, we're not ending, but we'll get to exactly why we feel so sad if you stick around with us long enough to find out what's going on. So stick with us, and you'll see why Eli and I are both sad. Now, it's a lot of news going around right now. We got the coronavirus going on right now, and it's affecting everybody. I know we said 2 weeks ago it was going to be the last time we talk about it, but it seems to be ramping up, and it's affecting everything and everybody, and I'm pretty sure everybody has been affected by it some way, somehow. If not your health, your pocketbook, your time, something has been affected. And so, good thing about it is that, so the Congress or Trump or whoever, they are going to give us some, they say help is on the way. So they're actually going to give us a stimulus check for $1,200. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody on the news, everybody listening has heard that, and we're not like CNN or Fox News. But since it is a big deal and everybody's going to get a check, we might as well just talk about it, because there's a lot of confusion going around. So, yeah, so basically the stipulations of the check, if you have filed your taxes between 2018 and 2019, you're eligible. And they're trying to roll these checks out within the next 3 weeks. And there's talk about they may give us another check maybe in the fall. Who knows? But they're saying this is going to roll out in 3 weeks from now. How you eligible? And if you have kids, those kids can get you're going to get $500 per kid. However, the kid has to be under 17. So that 35-year-old that's still living under your house, sorry, he doesn't qualify. So no $500 for him. If you have a kid on the way, you can still file. You just can't file right then. You have to wait till you file your 2020 taxes coming up and stuff like that. So yeah, exciting times. I know for a lot of people, $1,200 like woohoo. People live in big cities like so take it as it goes. You know?
I ain't gonna say shit. Because I'm gonna be pissed off.
Don't say that. Because I know some people are not working right now, so you're waiting on that money to take care of the money that you're supposed to be spending. Because let's be honest with you, if you're working hard, $1,200 may or may not be maybe 2 weeks worth of work. May not even be that.
Yeah. Well, for some, that's like a rent check. That's 1 month's rent.
Right.
So for some, $1,200 really ain't shit.
That's true.
But
for a household with two parent home, that's $2,400.
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, it depends. Like my city, St. Paul, our mayor suspended rent and mortgage payments for the time being.
Okay, let me ask you about that. Because like I said, it's so much shit that has happened since the last time we talked, Eli. It's like every time I talk to you on a weekly basis, for like 2 months have gone by. Because so much shit keeps coming out. So yes, they suspended rent. But have they just suspended that they can't kick you out, or they actually suspended rent? Because my apartment complex is still still charging rent, and my light company is still charging. Like they just won't cut your shit off.
Yeah, they made it illegal. You can't get your shit turned off, and they're suspending rent for the time being.
But is the rent still collecting? That's the thing.
I don't know how if they're gonna. Yeah, see, that's stupid. I don't know.
Because my rent company is still collecting.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, that determines whether or not, how much this check is. I mean, I don't want to get into it because I'm going to start going off for an hour.
We already got other stuff we need to go on.
I still think this is just this is just the government here. Throw the peasants some crumbs while we fuck them in the ass. That's basically all this is.
While the big businesses get millions and millions on top of this.
Yeah, the big corporations that get tax breaks are going to give the peasants, all the overworked, underpaid workers, a taxable check.
Now here's the thing that I think is also good. Like we talked about the stimulus check. Now Trump also, now I got to give him, I don't know whether to give him credit for this or to knock him for this also, but he has basically put student loans on hold, which that specifically affects me. So since they've been already taken out of my check anyway, that's money I can just hold myself. But here's the thing. Are they still collecting interest on those things?
They say no.
Okay.
They say no, and I think they're just going to back end the payments
Yeah.
to just going to back end it, but without the interest. So,
So basically, it's like it'd be easier for me just to pay it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, when we do get out of this coronavirus bullshit, whatever like that, you're gonna have all kind of debt you're gonna have to pay, and because you haven't been working, you don't have a way to pay it off.
See, that's what I'm saying. They can throw $50 billion or $50 million per fucking corporation, but they can't wipe out student debt. Fuck off.
Right.
See, now I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad again.
Okay. Will you save your anger, Eli? I need you to direct that anger towards the other topic when we get there. I need you to see red then, not now.
Fucking suits.
Because we got other people to get pissed off at. Also, yeah. So we're recording this on April 1st. We are finally out of March. Holy fuck, we're finally out of March. March was a rough month. And yeah, it seemed like the way it's going to get rougher. But the point is, we're out of April, and today, Eli, is April Fool's Day.
It is.
Yeah. So today is the only day that people fact check articles on Facebook. Any other day, they're just like, oh, well, I believe it. Yeah, stupid shit. Now, we should have got to this earlier. You had something you want to talk about. We had a sad death that happened. So want you to deal with that.
Yeah, rest in peace to Stuart Gordon. He was the director of Reanimator, classic horror movie, one of the best zombie movies ever made. He also directed From Beyond, which is another great H.P. Lovecraft movie. Castle Freak Dolls. He made a lot of weird, horror movies through the 80s and 90s. Of course, Reanimator is a classic based on an H.P. Lovecraft story. And yeah, he was in his 70s. He didn't die of the coronavirus.
Right.
He died of like natural causes, organ failure or whatever. So rest in peace, Stuart Gordon. Yeah, Reanimator. Let's do a commentary, yo.
We got to do a commentary. I mean, we have nothing else. Well, we'll get to why we're going to be bored for the next few.
And Reanimator isn't like scary. It's like cheesy and funny. It's it's got
it's a B movie.
It is, yes.
Okay.
So I think you can handle it.
If I get too scared, we'll cut it off.
Won't have to sleep with the lights on after or nothing like that.
Homie.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We gotta map out our direction for the time being. Yeah, cause like I said, Eli, this thing is real. You know what? The coronavirus really hit me. Not the virus hit me. I'm healthy as a horse right now, even though my eating habits gone to shit. But it finally got real to me earlier today, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I went to Raising Cane's, the chicken place.
Yeah.
So that should tell you right now that my diet is all fucked to hell. That I'm going to Raising Cane's. But the thing is, you can't go inside of Raising Cane's because all places have been locked off and quarantined like this. So you have to go through the drive-through. So I went through the drive-through, ordered the Caniac combo. No coleslaw, extra toast. Why do they have coleslaw served anywhere? I have no idea. But I digress. Let's get to the point. They asked me what I wanted to drink, and that's when I got sad. Because when I go to the drink at Raising Cane's, here's the drink that I get. I get half Sprite, half fruit punch. Mix it together ever so slightly, and that's
Cherry
how I drink.
limeade, yo.
Yeah, make your own drink. But I can't tell them that. I can't tell them because then it make me sound like I'm stuck up or stuff like that. Ever so slightly lemonade mixed with my Sprite with a dash of cherry drink and mix it all together. And let me taste it. And if it doesn't look right, go back and try it again. I can't do that. So now I'm stuck with just Sprite. And that's it. Like, man, now the coronavirus is like affecting my livelihood. So that's my thing.
Or you could just go, maybe you can't, depending on the store shelves. I'll say just go to the store and get
I could fuck Eli. I could have done hindsight is 2020. I could have done that too. Just got the Sprite, got like a apple juice or Minute Maid or some shit, and then come back and drink that. Oh, I also want to say this. Let's talk about Hawaiian Punch.
That's if the store's got it, because store shelves are fucking empty. And
they don't have anything. They still don't have toilet paper. I still don't have water. Eli, I was finally able to drink water this week.
Oh, yeah?
But it's all gone now.
I would suspect, yeah.
I had 4 gallons that I bought by Sunday. It's gone now.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so now I have to wait for them to restock because that's when I had it. So I could have. Another thing I want to talk about that. So we had fruit punch, and I could have drunk fruit punch with my Sprite, but I do want to say this one thing. please, since we all been quarantined and things that we're starting to realize things about ourselves and things that we can do with and do without, can we please do away with Hawaiian Punch? Hawaiian Punch is nasty as shit.
I don't like Hawaiian Punch. What the hell,
It is a disgusting drink. We do not need to drink it. It's a gallon for $2. That should tell you something right there. Eli, I went at my grocery store. Everything is sold out. Toilet paper, bread, water, everything. An entire shelf of Hawaiian Punch is still there. Nobody's touching it. Now, look, I understand we all drunk it.
You don't like Mountain Dew. You don't like root beer.
I can deal with root beer. I can deal with, you know.
Do you like donuts?
I love donuts. I love donuts.
Do you like potato chips?
I love potato chips. But Hawaiian Punch is where I draw the line.
Do you like blowjobs? Like what? Like you hate everything?
Like, oh, what are you doing? That is not how you give a blowjob. I'm out. No, I don't do that. No, I'm just saying that Hawaiian Punch is where I draw the line. That is really, really disgusting. Like, I'll drink Mountain Dew. I'll drink root beer. It's not my favorite drink, but I'll drink it. Hawaiian Punch, I draw the line. That is some shit we do not need to drink. First off, it does not get cold no matter how much you put in the freezer, no matter how much you put in the refrigerator. It has a nasty, salty, chalky aftertaste to it. And the only reason we even drink it is because it's so fucking cheap that at our 5-year-old birthday parties, our parents used to serve this shit to us. So we need to stop the cycle. Do not buy Hawaiian Punch anymore for your kids at their birthday party. Don't punish them like this. Don't abuse them like this. Let's break the cycle. This is things we need to learn from.
Grape drink? You like grape drink?
I like grape drink. Look, Kool-Aid is fine. Do Kool-Aid. Don't do Hawaiian Punch. That's all I'm saying. Oh man, I was feeling busting because we had to fill in time for the next subject that is completely gone to hell. But let's move on to the next part of this. This is the Comic Book Bullies, where we used to talk about movies, but we can't do that anymore because the last box office total of movies that came out was 0.
Yeah.
So,
I finally saw Bloodshot. I did watch.
You did watch Bloodshot. Okay, I gave a review. I got to hear your review for it. You know who hasn't given a review yet? Ogar has not given us a review yet.
I thought they did one. I thought they just recorded one or something.
He did not.
I didn't listen to it yet.
He has not done it. I keep bugging the shit out of him. Where's the review? Where's the review? Oh, we've been busy. Busy doing what? You're recording. That's the thing. You can't say you've been busy doing anything because nobody is busy doing anything. Give me my fucking review.
Well, he's seen it like 5 times already, so we know he likes it.
Or maybe he does it like he's trying to convince himself. Stockholm syndrome, indoctrination. I don't know. But I want to get your review. What you think about Bloodshot?
It was okay.
That's what I said.
It was okay. I mean, I liked it. It should have been rated R. You know, that's my main thing. It should have been rated R. It should have had all the bloody violence, like Deadpool, like John Wick. If it was like hard R like that shit, it would have been dope. But because of the PG-13 rated, it was watered down, and then we're just left with, like you said, a story we've already seen before, like RoboCop, like
Universal Soldier,
fucking Last Kiss Goodnight. You know those.
Now the director said he also borrowed from Memento, Christopher Nolan. I'm like, fuck out of here.
Oh, should have not have said that. Now I don't like the movie.
This is not cinema.
That pretentious bullshit. Fuck
right.
If he said, but it was RoboCop, I would have been, yeah, man.
Don't name a Christopher Nolan movie to make it seem like you're elevating this above something. No, you're not.
Yeah. But I have read some Bloodshot. I was a little familiar with the story and I knew where it was going.
Oh shit! Should we do Bloodshot?
The book? You want to read Bloodshot?
I don't know. We'll talk.
Okay. But like I said, if it was just like the action was fine, what was there was fine. They just could have pushed it. That's all. It's like Venom. If Venom was rated R and had gore and shit, it would have been dope. And that's how I feel about this. If they just pushed the violence.
I gotta call you out on this. That is your criticism for every single movie we've ever reviewed.
Yeah.
It's not violent enough. It needs more violence.
Yeah, it's not violent enough. It's not violent enough.
They need balls ripped off and shoved down their
Like even the last Rambo movie. The last Rambo movie wasn't violent enough.
What the fuck, man? Come on.
Come on, the last Rambo movie, it was like half the movie was like a fucking CW drama. I don't know where my dad is.
What the hell? It turned into a snuff film in the last 30 minutes.
The last minute in the bunker, the last 10 minutes in the bunker was dope. But
now you're woke. Okay, now you're awake. Okay, here we go. Now let's go.
But the episode of, Gossip Girl that happened for the first 45 minutes, that
come on, you at least could have said Batwoman or some shit, if you're going to name a CW show.
Yeah, the 90210 episode.
Right. The episode where they sing,
Yeah, that was whack. But, I mean, that's the thing is we've seen so many comic book movies. And Marvel has their thing. We're already familiar with the watered down, bloodless, cheesy violence that are the Marvel movies. We're used to that. So if you want to stand out, give us something brutal and bloody and shit. And that's Sony could have did that with the Valiant verse. If they made a hard R movie, that would have been dope. That and that's why I like the Hellboy movie, because the Hellboy was brutal and bloody. That's what made that.
I'll give you that. It was.
So that's my thing. Had it gone the hard R, I would have probably liked it a lot more. But in the end, it was just a PG-13, okay, Vin Diesel movie.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know Bloodshot, but to me, it was just a Vin Diesel movie. Like you've seen one, you've seen them all. So got my money's worth, but it didn't separate itself from the crowd, just like you said. So like when you watch a Marvel movie, you're watching a Marvel movie. But watching a Valiant movie is just like, okay. I don't,
because that's what Bloodshot is. Bloodshot's Punisher with the healing factor.
Right.
A PG-13 Punisher movie is gonna suck.
Pretty much. I think we've had them and they suck. So
yeah, that's why Warzone's fucking awesome.
Now that we did do a review on that one. Yeah, I was going to say we need to do a commentary. We've already done a commentary on it. We've done a commentary. Yeah. Find it, listen to it. It's awesome. So yeah. Moving past that, actually, some other shit I want to talk about. I want to do some house cleaning. Not our house. This Geeks and Comics house. And maybe Comic Cast also. No, not Comic Cast. The Boogie Show, I think. Okay, so here's the house cleaning I want to do on there, because I heard some information. I want to do some quick fact checking on there. They were talking about how, since the movie theaters are closed and all the new movies have dropped on there, like The Hunt and Birds of Prey and Bloodshot, like you said, Bad Boys 3 and all these other movies, like a whole bunch of it, Onward. All these movies have dropped on iTunes and digital media right now also. So people are up in arms because they're getting misinformation right now, thinking that since the movies are online right now, that it's $20 to rent the movies. It's not. If you pay $20, you buy the movies. They are your movies. There's only one movie on there right now that if you pay $20 for, you rent, and that is The Hunt. And the reason The Hunt is like that, because Universal has changed their policies, but they're going to start releasing movies the same day as they release them in the theaters, whenever the theaters open back up. So whenever Universal comes out a movie at the same time in the theaters, it's going to come out on the same time on iTunes. However, movie on iTunes will be worth $20. But every other movie on there right now, Birds of Prey, The Invisible Man, Bloodshot, what you just said, Onward, all the movies like that, they're $20 right now. But if you pay $20, you have the movie. You can watch it as many times as you want to. So that's what I wanted to say. So in that case, it's worth it. The Hunt, I don't know about that.
I own Bloodshot, yeah.
Exactly. You didn't rent Bloodshot for $20. I think that shit is stupid as hell. I'm gonna rent for $20. That's stupid. Even if you didn't, like I said, The Hunt is $20 right now to rent. If I just wait a month or two, it'll be $20 to buy. So that would be stupid as hell for me to just rent it right now.
Yeah, that's why I haven't seen it yet. I'm like, do I want to pay $20
for a movie you can't even keep? Like, why? When you just wait, pay the exact same amount of money, and that's it. Now, if it was like $3, $4 something like to rent this, and that's fine.
But I must admit, sometimes I'll buy a movie that I haven't seen, and I'm like, damn, I'm never gonna watch this movie again. And
that is true. I've done that myself also. But whenever I do that, it's only with the movies that I'll buy that's $10 and under.
Yeah.
If it's $10 and under, I'll pay for it. Maybe watch it one time, and that's it. Like Joker. Joker was $10. I bought it one time, watched it with somebody. It shouldn't have was. I would probably never watch the movie again, but I own it just to say I have it. You just never know. Somebody might walk over and be like, "Hey."
Yeah, because that's what I did. What's it called? It was I own the what the fuck's that movie called again? The stripper movie.
Why do you own a stripper movie? Please tell me it's a woman stripper movie.
Because motherfuckers wanted.
Please tell me it's Players Club.
No, it's not. No, goddamn. Why don't I own that?
Right.
No, the J-Lo stripper flick. What the fuck?
I was thinking you was talking about Magic Mike. I'm like, why the fuck do you own Magic Mike?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the bundle. The bundle.
Exactly.
No, it was cheap. I hadn't seen it, and everyone wanted to check it out. Like, fuck it, so I bought it, and now I own it. And I'm never gonna watch it again.
Okay, but you have it.
What's it called? I can't think of the fucking movie. The J-Lo.
Cash something.
The J-Lo. The Hustlers or Hustlers. Is that it? Hustlers. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. Isn't that it? Hustlers.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I own that now.
Let's pretend like it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you own it. That is a good thing. So yeah. Now can we move on to the next part of the podcast, the part where I can finally direct your anger at something specific?
Oh yeah, let the hate flow.
Yes. Okay. So, like I said, this is the comic book bullies, and we've run into a roadblock because since our main thing is talk about comic books, spoiler alert coming to the end of the episode, this is gonna be the last time that we're gonna be able to review new comics. After this, we're done.
I think a lot of people are going to be happy about that.
Right. Like, I didn't know you guys did that. We cut you off after you stopped talking about movies.
Once you start talking about comics, we stop.
Right. Yes, I see the analytics. I see it right when we start comics. That's when the average time is. So, yeah, but we like to talk about comics because we like to review comics, things like that. But we're done. We can't do it. Now, I want to stand my ground. Gomer and I have been going on about this all week. He has his stance on it. I have my stance on it. Because basically, like I said, comics industry they've been hit just like everybody else has been hit. And I'm thinking that, okay, yes, the comic industry has been hit, but since we're all having tough times right now, we're all being quarantined, we're looking for, entertainment to take our mind off of the bullshit that's going on right now. That's why video game sales are going up right now. Movie sales are going up right now. So I'm thinking that, comics would, of course, would go up in sales because it's a profession where everybody sits at home and don't go anywhere anyway. So you're thinking, okay, comics should be the least affected out of everything that's going on.
But no!
Right. I was wrong. Fuck me. They got hit harder than everybody else.
Once again, the comic industry could totally capitalize on some shit, but no.
Completely fucked. So let's back this up for people that didn't hear the rant we did last week and just back it up what happened now. So the comic book industry, like I said, they got hit hard, and every comic book local shop had a plan that, okay, what we're going to do, some of us are going to close, some of us are going to stay open if we can, and we're going to do curbside service and let people...
Oh, damn.
Close that down.
Getting loud, man.
Yeah, that was Google.
Waking up the robots.
Right. Google's telling me shut the fuck up. Okay. So they were going to do curbside service. And, so you can still get your new comics and things like that. But they can't do that because apparently the entire comic book industry, every single local comic book shop in the country has one distributor. One. Who thought that was a brilliant idea? I have no idea. So apparently the distributor name is Diamond Comics Distributors Incorporated. So every comic book label that comes with the Marvel, DC, Valiant, IDW, Image, Dark Horse, Archie, whatever the fuck else, they all go through Diamond Comics Distribution Incorporated. So if anything happens to Diamond Comic Distribution Incorporated where they can't ship books, they're done. You can't get anything. So no comic book company or no comic book shop is going to get a new comic book for, we don't know. We don't know when they're going to get them again.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't even know because these shops, they're barely making a profit as it is. And
now you got the companies telling artists they suspended all projects.
Right.
So now
Pencils
artists
down.
and writers are like, they're not doing shit.
Right. They can't do anything. Not only that, because Diamond is saying now that since the local comic shops can't make money to pay Diamond can't pay the companies to even ship the books. So they can't even give them the money to even do anything. So the whole comic book industry right now is at a complete standstill. It has stopped. There is no movement whatsoever. And we don't, for the foreseeable future, and we don't know how long it is. Now, a lot of these comic book shops, since there's barely any profit in it anyway, they're making their profits month to month. So at least till April 30th, that's no profits.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that some of these shops are not going to make it a month. They can't go a month without doing it before having to close stores. So that's going to be a big casualty right there. So what I was thinking is that, okay, so the comic book shops closed. You can't do anything with them. Maybe they can still put these books out in other distribution forms, mainly digital. Okay, you can't get your books physical. Maybe get your books digital. At least something, make some kind of profit. So, so the comic book industry can stay afloat some kind of way. Nope, not even doing that, because there was this big outrage about, no, if you can't put the books out, then you shouldn't put digital out. So now all of the companies that could have put digital out just decided not to do it all of a sudden.
Because all the comic book readers who want physical copies of the book aren't going to be able to read because they refuse to get digital.
That's exactly what happened. The comic book fans.
So basically, they're
boycotted.
pouting. They're pouting. They're throwing a hissy fit because they won't read a fucking book on their fucking tablet.
Because they still think that these books are worth anything in their hands. They're not. They're not worth the paper they're printing on. I keep saying this shit over and over again. If you bought a 1980s Web of Spider-Man comic number 85 back in 1986 for $1.50, you know how much that book is worth now? $1, if that. It hasn't gone up in price. It hasn't gone up in rate. Those Wizard magazine books, those comic price guys books, where they used to put this is how much your book is worth now. Those numbers were bullshit. Those numbers were not real. They made those numbers. They pulled those numbers out of their ass. Comics aren't worth anything. So you buying these books thinking they have some collectability factor, monetarily wise, you're wasting your fucking time. It's the main reason the comics died in the 90s to begin with, because people jumped on the bandwagon thinking Superman number 75, where he died from Doomsday, thinking they were going to put their kids through college, found out the book wasn't worth a damn, then they left. Now you got a whole bunch of books that you can't do anything with. So here's the problem, Eli. The comic book fans are killing the industry. They are. And the whole comic book industry and I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be like this because the thing is, the people that listen to our podcast, Eli, they're not as hardcore in the comics as some of the other podcasters are. And I get that. And I designed it to be like that because I like to be, we spoon feed you this shit. So I don't like to be as hard on comic books industry. I don't like to be as hard on comic industry as some of the other ones because we're trying to get people into comics. But when you see stupid shit like this, you have to address this shit. You can't just stick your head in the sand and pretend like it doesn't exist and be like, the house is on fire and you're just like, oh, everything's fine. Everybody just don't pay attention over here. Go on about your business. No, this is completely fucked what's going on right now. So the entire industry has been at a complete standstill, has come to a halt because of one distribution company, and they're scared to make any kind of other money because of the audience that they cater to is boycotting. The stupidest shit ever. Because for one thing, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the data, DC and Marvel and even the local comic shops have said this, that the digital numbers and the physical numbers are completely different audiences, completely different demographics. The people that buy digital don't even walk into the comic book shops. So the comic book fans that actually read the books, that buy the physical books, they don't have to be scared of digital. Digital is not the boogeyman. They're not coming to kill you. They're not coming to steal your comics and eat your kids and borrow $5 from you. There's completely different demographics so they can still make money. Why are we having this conversation in 2020? Why is the comic book industry still stuck in the 1990s business model when every other industry has already had this conversation 20 years ago? Like, take the video game industry, for instance. The video game industry is way more profitable than the comic book industry. GameStop. GameStop is a nationwide company. There's 4,000 stores with them. Even though they closed 300, probably gonna close some more. But the point is that if GameStop were to close right now, every single store, all 4,000 stores right now, the video game industry would still be okay. You can still go to Walmart. You can still go to Best Buy. You can still go online. You can still go on Amazon. You can still download from PlayStation Network. Anything. You can still get a video game. Meanwhile, the way the comic book industry, because of Diamond, these fuckers, because they have made it so they have a monopoly on this shit, where they've taken all the comic books out of, the grocery stores, out of the bookstores, out of Amazon, where you can't ship them anywhere, where you can't get them directly from DC or Marvel, where you have to go directly through them to get anything. And now they shut down, you can't do anything. So there's no reason that the comic book industry should go to shit right now when the video game market is way more profitable than them, and GameStop is struggling right now also. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know, Eli.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. My turn.
Okay, you go. I'm getting too frustrated now.
No, what's funny? That is funny. When Martin Scorsese said that the digital revolution is ruining cinema, and he can't get his movies played on the big screen because comic book movies are hogging up all the fucking movie theaters, and all these comic book nerds said, "Okay, boomer, get with the time, old man. Your time is done. The industry's changing. Get used to it." Oh, but now that it's something you all like, now it's no digital? The fuck out of here.
Like, I don't know.
You know what's sad? And this is the saddest fucking thing. Comic book films were at the height of pop culture for the past 10 years. It defined. Comic book movies defined an entire generation. With all that hype, why the fuck did comic books not boost their sales during that time?
Exactly.
Why did they continue to fucking lose sales? I mean, graphic novels did fine, but the comic industry didn't do so hot during the height of the comic book movie boom.
Right.
Because the comic and now that comic, they missed their fucking window now. Comic book films
now
are
we're not gonna get Endgame anymore. We're getting Bloodshot now. That's the norm.
Comic book films are in decline. All movies are in decline now, especially after this quarantine.
Right.
So they missed their fucking window. You couldn't fucking sell books, record-breaking sales during a fucking trend when the MCU trend. What the fuck? Right. Y'all are fucking it up.
There's so much shit they could have done, man. Just easy shit. Easy, just brain dead shit. You selling all these copies of Endgame and Infinity War. What's wrong with a free digital copy of Infinity War? Just to get people interested in it, just a free copy. Or, we'll mail you a copy of Infinity War, or we'll give you a month of Marvel Unlimited, or something like that. Something to get people interested in the comic. Most people that, most of the fans that go see these Marvel movies don't even know they still make comics.
Yeah.
They remember the old shit. They don't know they still making this shit. So that's banned on Marvel for not doing this shit.
Yeah. I mean, a kid who goes and sees the first Iron Man movie picks up an iron heart, and it's a little black chick as Iron Man. Like, he's in, what the fuck? Yeah, Thor's a girl.
Right.
Hulk's Asian. Like, I said this before. Like, they're like, this ain't the movies. Like, they could have fucking capitalized on, comic book sales because of the comic book movie trend, and they didn't.
But let's take it a step farther. Okay, so they getting shocked over these fans, but at the same time, the casual fans, the casual audience, don't even know where to get these books. Yeah. It's not like you can go to this, the bookstore and get them. Where they should be at the bookstore, they're not there. You can't go to Walmart. You can't go to Kroger because they're not there. At any magazine shop, you got to find a local comic shop, which they're dwindling every day. They're getting harder and harder to find. You got to find one. You got to go to a dingy place and talk to somebody. And then you got to talk to somebody even to find out which book to get, because there's like 15,000 Iron Man books out there. Yeah. This is too much shit even for a casual fan. You got to pretty much be like us to read this shit every day to know where to even fuck to find this shit.
And then a new fan comes along who wants to get into comic books, and these shitty comic nerds. What do you read? Harley Quinn? Noob.
Right. The comics gators, the gatekeepers, they're killing this shit even more. You're running off new potential fans.
Yeah. So, I mean, they got to change. I mean, I think it's sad.
From the ground up, Eli. This needs to be like...
This is going to be a big, huge deal. I mean, I think the whole industry is gonna change after this.
They can't get stuck. They can't get stuck. If they do the same shit and go back to Diamond after this bullshit has happened. Now, look, I talked to Gomer. Gomer's like, well, you couldn't plan for something like this. You could plan that if you deal with one company that's dealing with every single company in the country, if one thing bad happens to them, something's gonna get fucked up. You can't build on a house of cards. Something's gonna get fucked up. Anything could have happened. Earthquake. They could go out of business.
Yeah, their factory could get on fire.
On fire, anything. And they just go out of business. Now everybody's fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah.
We have to find something to do for the next four weeks to do something. We can't even review comic books anymore, Eli. What the fuck we gonna do? A cooking show?
But like you said, every other medium has gone digital. The music industry, video games, movies, it's all. And it sucks that, giant corporations have like made a monopoly on on art, and independent artists can't, get independent filmmakers can't get their movies in the theaters. Some indie comics, they can't get distribution. And I get it that a lot of comic book shops are going to close down because of this, and that's sad. And I had a comic book store. I miss doing that. I miss my weekly Wednesdays to comic book day, and talking to motherfuckers, and just I miss that. Yes. Right. But they got to adapt. That's what it is. They got to adapt, Vinyl. I mean, there's a niche audience for this shit. Vinyl. People still like vinyl.
Exactly.
You got vinyl at Target now. People still collect vinyl. Stores will just have to adapt. I don't know what that means or what that's going to look like. I don't know if it's going to be graphic novels from now on. I don't know. But they have to adapt.
Right. Only thing I'm saying,
anyways.
Yeah. Only thing I'm saying is that
going to happen.
The entire industry shouldn't collapse if one distribution company goes down. Matter of fact, the entire industry shouldn't collapse if every local comic book store goes down. Yeah. It shouldn't, because if GameStop goes under, video games will still thrive. If if every single local comic book shop goes under, comic books should still be able to be found and still be able to be sold.
It's like when, back in the day when I was buying weed, my favorite dealer gets busted or whatever, and he ain't got his shit. So I got to go find someone else who holds,
right?
And it sucks.
You got to go shit from El Chapo, he's the only person that had it.
Yeah, I got to go somewhere else. It's someone I'm not used to. It kind of sucks for a while. All I got is dime bags for $20.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? And it kind of sucks for a while, but you find ways around it. You get your shit some other way, and you just make do while the times are rough.
Eli, please answer this question for me. Why the fuck is Amazon not selling new comics on their website? Not the digital, physical. Why can't I just order a Batman 92 from Amazon and have it shipped to me? I can get anything from Amazon. I can get toilet paper from Amazon, but I can't get a new comic from Amazon. Because these fuckers diamond. They have a monopoly over this shit.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, like I said, this was coming. This was inevitable.
That's what I'm saying. Everything is going on with the comic, and this is bigger than coronavirus. This is bigger than COVID-19. They've been planting the seeds of their own destruction for like the last 20 years with this shit. I understand that you have the direct market and it's easier to get the book in there, but you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. You shouldn't live and die by one specific business model. Every other industry has different avenues of stream to get money from. Like I said, the movie business has Blu-ray. Digital has not killed Blu-ray. Blu-ray still outsell digital, but they have both ways to get this shit. You have plenty of stores you can get movies from. They have niche movie stores you can get shit from, just like record shops, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why can't comics do the same thing? Why are there gatekeepers? Why are there comic skaters that's telling people to only get? Man, I'm going hoarse.
Yeah, and like we said last time, like comic book stores, it's not just the comics. They got to sell games. They have to have gaming tournaments and video games. Like my comic shop that I used to go to had gaming tournaments. They had board games and dice games, and they had weekly D&D and Magic the Gathering fucking nights, and then Mortal Kombat tournaments and shit. And the comic books were in like the corner of the store.
Right. So even though they're a comic shop.
Yeah.
That's the thing they look the least off.
They were called Level Up Games. So they would even even market themselves as a comic shop.
I mean, like comic doesn't even mean what it used to mean when we grew up. Like comic used to mean comics. Now people call themselves comic book fans if they seen every Marvel movie. Like it's not the same thing. Just because you seen Ant-Man don't make you a comic fan.
In fact, the first time I went in there and I asked about a comic book, and the girl at the counter said, "Oh, I don't really know about comics. I handle the video games and blah 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 blah."
She was into manga.
Yeah, she was a gamer. Like she didn't give a shit about
anime
comics.
And shit.
She was working at a quote unquote comic book store.
What color was her hair?
It probably was like blue or some shit.
Let me not stereotype. I'm not gonna.
But she was a gamer, and that was their niche. They sold games, video games, the retro. You can get old Sega Genesis there. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was their thing. And then
that's another problem. That's another problem. What you just named, Eli. Even though I said this last week, I'm gonna reiterate it this week because video games have found a way to bring in the younger audience, like Nintendo, Animal Crossing, all this shit like that. They love like this shit like that. Comics, on the other hand, who reads this shit? Us. 30 and 40-year-old motherfuckers.
Yeah, middle-aged motherfuckers.
Right. That we had disposable income to buy this shit. Meanwhile, like the younger kids, like 5-year-old, 10-year-olds, they're not buying this shit.
Yeah.
They don't know where to find a comic shop at. They don't know where to get this shit. They probably, if I probably gave them a comic book, they probably wouldn't read the shit. If I paid them to read it, they probably wouldn't.
I've given to my son a bunch of comics. He
Right.
read like Dragon Ball Z mangas.
Right.
He read a bunch of those, but I couldn't get him into fucking any of like the Avengers shit.
Right.
You know?
So, and it's the thing, like, and the thing is, Marvel keeps missing out. We were gonna still talk about this later on, but I'm gonna do like this safe space and this screenshot and this whatever this shit they have going on right now. They're completely missing the point. They're not paying attention to what can bring an audience into, like a younger audience into the comics. You have 40-year-old motherfuckers making this shit that are completely tone deaf on how to get people into the audience. Now, when we were growing up, Eli, we had motherfuckers like Ty McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee. All the motherfuckers were like in their early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe 19, something like that. So they had the thing on the pulse of what fans like what we like. Rob Liefeld knew what we like. He gave us what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
These folks in here now, whoever the fuck running this shit, these 40-year-old motherfuckers, Brian Michael Bendis, they have no idea what fans want. They don't have their finger on the pulse, and that's why they're losing fans.
40-year-old motherfuckers writing about teenagers.
Right. And you can tell it doesn't make any sense. Like, this shit isn't real. Teenagers don't talk like this. Teenagers don't look like this. Teenagers don't want to see this shit. We had cable. We had Deadpool. That shit that got us in here. What they have? Safe space? They don't want that shit.
No.
I'll just go ahead and read Goku. You know?
Yeah. My kid was reading Attack on Titan. You know,
right.
black, whatever, some sword. Yeah, he was reading mangas.
Right.
I couldn't get him into comics. He was reading mangas. You know, he got into like Deadly Class and like I got him like he was reading Birthright for a while and shit like that. But I couldn't get him into like superheroes.
Right.
You know?
And this thing, like I said, the comic industry, everything, it needs to be broken down, uprooted from the roots, and rebuilt from the ground up. Like the comic industry, because the way the model it has right now does not work. It's not working now. And this day was coming because they pretty much set themselves up for it to happen. And if they ever get out of this shit, they need to figure something out. Now, DC has already said that they're going to start finding other distribution routes other than to get the fuck away from Diamond. Because this shit can't happen again. DC is already under hot water. We don't even know if they're going to be around in 2021.
Yeah. I mean, they almost sold. There was rumors they were going to sell the comic.
Right. And this was last year. So, and this year, they're still under hot water.
It ain't worth a damn. Because it ain't worth it.
Right. They're like, we'll just do cartoons and movies shit like that. The comics, you're not making any money.
Why are we spending money on this shit?
Right. They're just doing it just because it's just there, you know.
You know?
But you really don't need them, you know.
Sometimes you got to, like you said, the roots. You got to dig up the fucking plant and put it in another pot for it to live sometimes.
They got to figure this shit out. Like I said, I don't have all the answers.
So I can't read new comics because some asshole refuses to read digital.
Right. So they made a big fuss about it. So just to please these hundreds of motherfuckers, whoever the fuck they are, so now they can put anything. So instead of making a little bit of money, just to please 100 people, they're not gonna make any money. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. No company runs their shit that way, but the comics industry does. Because they're still fucking the 90s. Because why? Because nothing but 40-year-old motherfuckers run this shit. 40-year-olds read this shit. And that's why they're stuck in the same mind frame and haven't evolved like every other single industry has in the last, 10 years.
Yeah.
Stop running this shit like it's in the 90s. Run this shit like it's 2020. So, like I said, we don't have all the answers. But.
Comic stores, they got to sell toys. They got to sell all this other shit.
Right.
And I get it. Yes, the comic book stores are a fun environment. I get that. Like I said, I miss, since my store shut down, I miss those days of, going there. I miss that. But I haven't found another comic shop that I've clicked with yet, know? So what did I do? I went digital.
Right. I mean, like I said, it's different. You don't,
Yeah, sure. Sometimes when we're doing reviews, it's a little awkward trying to flip back, scroll back through pages. Trying to remember.
You gotta use Alexa, man.
Yeah. You know, I can't just flip through like I could like if I had the book in front of me.
Right.
But, you know, other than that, it's cool. I mean, I'm
just
getting
saying it's a different. I'm not saying it should be the end all be all. I'm saying nothing should be the end all be all. I'm not saying let's all go digital disco. Like, no, it's just another avenue. That's all.
and
Leave it on the table if you don't pay attention to it.
that I do, and you know what? There's some books that I do want a physical copy.
Right.
And I did
and
go.
I get that. You know.
Yeah, and I did go like Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, Daniel Warren Johnson's. I want to have those books.
Right.
So I went to the store and got those physical copies because I wanted those. Because I love his artwork and I wanted that big format because of the DC Black Label books are big, you know. So I still reserve the right to do that.
Right. For now.
You know, I'm like, no, I'm never going to buy a physical copy again. I'm not an asshole.
Right.
Digital, not like these assholes. No, I refuse to buy digital. Oh.
Like the digital isn't for you anyway. It's to get other people in there that don't have comic shops next to them. But I don't know, Eli. We've gone on about this long enough. My blood pressure's up now. So let's talk about something else.
Right.
Can we move to the video game section?
Sure.
Okay. Now, you played a game.
I did.
Okay. I kind of played the game, but I wanted to hear you talk about it just to see if we matched up. So you played the demo of Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
You know, with Jill Valentine. She's a member of STARS. With the other guy, Diego. What's his name?
Is it Carlos?
That guy. Yeah.
All the foxy ladies love Carlos.
So give me your review of just the demo or whatever like that. You know. Well, first off, have you played the original Resident Evil 3?
Oh yeah, Nemesis.
Nemesis, yeah. I've never played it.
Oh really? That's a pain in the ass. That Nemesis was hard.
Nemesis, because he kept popping up all of a sudden and just chasing after him. Shit.
He's like one of the worst villains, man. I was like, every time he showed up, it was like fucking Hudson from Aliens. Game over, man. Game over. We're pretty shit now.
Wow.
That's like, oh shit, he's here, and you like fucking just run because you couldn't kill him. He wouldn't die. You know, you could just like incapacitate him for a little bit and just get the fuck out of there. Get to the next screen.
Okay, so you can at least like stop him for a while, but that was about it.
Yeah, you can stun him for a bit and then just run because he had like he was like nothing could phase him, and then he had like a bazooka. So he also shot with you like a rocket launcher and shit. So
okay, that's cheap as hell, man.
But yeah, I saw the demo. I was like, oh okay. So I downloaded it and played it. It was a little frustrating because I was trying to get the shotgun, and it was locked. It was behind like a cabinet, and I couldn't find the key, and I couldn't. So I spent most of the time trying to fucking find a way to open it because I was like, okay, I could use that shotgun, you know, because I kept running out of bullets, you know. But I mean, it's Resident Evil, you know. You get a little bit more free reign because I'm from the old school where you had that weird
camera
angle and shit, you know. So it's more free reign, free roaming now. But and the action's a little bit more you know, it's the controls are a lot better, you know, as far as shooting and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not like you still gotta like dodge it. If you ain't got enough bullets, you gotta dodge zombies and shit. And but I spent most of the time trying to get that damn shotgun. I couldn't get it, and so that's why it took me. I beat it in like 35. It timed you at the end, 35 minutes or whatever. So, but it's just yeah, it's just like I don't know. You go and you're supposed to go find something, and then you put out the fire, and then it just ends.
I never could find the fire. I mean, the thing for the fire was it like a hose or something?
Oh yeah, you had to go into like up the steps and into one of the buildings, and you get the hose, and then that's where the shotgun was, and I'm like, oh, well, how do I get this thing out? And I kept, I was like, the lock, and I was like trying to find, is there a crowbar or something I need? I was like looking all over, trying to find something to open that thing because I wanted that shotgun. But then the fucking Nemesis came and I threw a grenade at it and I missed, of course. But then I kept running and I put out the fire, and then it ends right when you put out the fire.
Okay, so when you put out the fire, that's when the demo ends. Okay.
Yeah, and then you get graded on it and shit. I think I got a C or whatever.
Now, can you run it again after you've done it, or it disappears like it did Resident Evil 2?
I think it could do it again. I didn't try it again because I was like, well, shit, that's all it is, and I can't get the shotgun. Fuck it, you know, because you just got the pistol, you know, with and you got to keep finding, you know, ammo. Like you don't get you don't have like a bunch of, you just get one pistol with like, you know, a 12-round clip. And that's it. And then you find, and then right away you got to like shoot a bunch of zombies.
Yeah, and then you're clipping them, man, and they wouldn't die. And I was just like, I mean, it was already dead. But.
You got like 2 or 3 in the head with the 9. I think it's like 2 or 3, depending on your range.
I was doing that, and they wouldn't got I see the shots, you know, but they were just like coming out. Just like, okay, honestly, Eli, I played it, didn't finish it. Game looked pretty as hell. I'll give you that.
Yeah. You know?
Now it does make me feel bad because the game. My PC is getting weaker and weaker compared to these newer games. So to crank it up to really look how it's supposed to look like, my computer can't run that. But it's okay. When this Ronin check comes in, that's what I'm spending my money on. But yeah.
Well, I got it on the PS4, so it was running just fine.
Yeah, I know, I get it. It still ran fine, but I wanted to look beautiful, you know. But it was fine. It was fine the way it was. I mean, after you gave a recommendation, I may run it again and to see, but I just run it just to see what it feels like. But I probably won't get this. I probably wait for Final Fantasy VII or some shit like that. Other news in video game news: since all sports has been canceled, guess who's going digital? All sports. So NASCAR is going digital. I think they're going this Sunday. Like all of the racers are going to do NASCAR Heat 4. I reviewed NASCAR Heat 3 for Outright Geekery, but they're doing 4, so they're actually going to race digital on TV, I think, on Fox Sports. So that's going to be a thing.
So what is, professional race car drivers are going to play a video game?
Yes. That's exactly what they're going to do. Yeah. Dale Earnhardt still alive? I don't know. Whoever is the new Ricky Bobby, all those guys, they're going to play this Saturday. And they're going to have real, the dudes that commentate and also like that, they're going to be doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a video, they're going to be playing video games.
They're going to be playing video games. But they're going to be announcing it like it's a real game. I mean, like it's a real race.
No shit.
Yeah.
I might actually watch that.
But wait, there's more. So that's NASCAR.
Is it going to be like Twisted Metal and they can shoot each other?
Like Grand Theft Auto, some shit. You drive by some shit.
Like road rash and shit.
I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
All right. So that's NASCAR. Now, NBA is doing the same thing. So, So they're doing an NBA 2K tournament where each team is going to select a player from the real teams to enter a tournament. Like Kevin Durant and all these other guys like that. So one team is going to play and they're going to do an NBA 2K tournament, which will also be on TV. I think it's going to be on ESPN something or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I've seen some of those tournaments where they'll Shaq will team up with a professional gamer and they'll play Street Fighter or some shit.
Right.
You know, or Tekken, it's like some sports guy or a hip hop guy will team up with the professional gamer and they'll face off against on teams and shit. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there was a Street Fighter show that was on TNT or TBS. I can't remember which one it was, and it was on 8:00 on Friday, some shit like that. Shaq hosted it.
Yeah. And that's
it was a thing.
Was. Yeah.
So I mean, hell, you can't do anything physical. Might as well go esport. Everything is going digital except comics. Let's boycott. We won. Why? Why are you celebrating this? I think it was something else we wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, news that just dropped today: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is out now.
Modern Warfare 2. Did I play that? I don't think I played that.
You played it. You played it. Oh yes, I know you played it.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I did, man.
And remember, no Russian.
Is it the one where you fucking shoot up the airport?
Yes, that one.
Okay, yeah. That's Modern Warfare 2?
It's Modern Warfare 2, yeah.
Is it? Okay. I thought that was Black Ops or something.
No, Black
Ops was Vietnam.
Yeah. Right? This is the one where you shot at the airport. So they remade that one. So I'm like, okay, well, that seems pretty nice. So, but here's the thing. I'm pissed off about this because it comes on the PS4 first. And I think it didn't come out till Xbox and PC until like months later. Like, we're in a fucking pandemic. I want to play this shit now. I want to shoot people in the airport. Fuck, man.
I want to go postal too.
Right. Shit. I'm going to lose my shit, you know. All right, so can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Oh, what about Predator, man? Did you see that Predator shit?
I did not, but I'll let you talk about it.
Oh, so Predator Hunting Grounds. It actually looks kind of cool.
What's it about?
It's a Predator game. You play as a Predator, and from what I saw, like 9 minutes of gameplay, you're just running through the trees, killing dudes like from the ground. You can target them with your laser cannon. You can jump down and rip out their skulls and their spines and shit. And it looks like all you do is hunt dudes, and before they get to the chopper, kill as many guys before they get to the chopper.
Sounds pretty fun. So it's basically the Jason game.
No, well, Jason was really like technical. Jason was not as fun as you would think it would be.
Okay.
This looked more action oriented, but more stealthy. So it was kind of like Batman, like the Arkham games, where you got to kind of like you attack from above, and you got to sneak up on guys, because you're running through the trees, and you can go thermal and all that shit. Some of the close hand to hand combat controls looked a little clunky, but all in all, it looks pretty fun. So
nice.
I've played some of those like Aliens versus Predators and shit, and I always had fun with them.
Yeah, like you play as the alien chasing people. Shit. I've seen one of those before. Like what was it called? Isolation, Desolation, something.
Oh yeah, that one. Or Colonial Marines was one that was hard though.
Yeah.
But there was that one. It was Aliens versus Predator, and you could play as a Predator, Alien, or a Marine, and it was like open deathmatch and shit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I never beat the campaign because I just pretty much played online. I love being a Predator. And I remember gaming one time, and I was playing online. I was a Predator, and I don't ever put on a headset or anything or a microphone, but I could hear everybody else talking and shit. And I remember, and because you're a Predator, you got the thermal, the heat vision, and I saw an alien like way across the screen, like them hiding and like camping out. And I went, and you can be invisible. You can do the invisible mode as your Predator. And I went behind. I snuck up around the alien, and I totally came up from behind, like ripped off their head and shit. And when I did it, I heard some little kid say, "Oh no, you stupid Predator!" Like,
you killed the kid, man.
I killed the kid.
See, this is what video games do to us.
Yeah. But that was fun. I mean, I never beat the campaign because I was just doing like the death match,
Hey, as long as you have fun with it. Sometimes you just want to kill some time. That's all.
Yeah,
So, all right, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
The last time we're gonna do this.
So. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Play the violin. This has been an honor, gentlemen.
Play fucking Amazing Grace on the bagpipes and shit.
Right. Boys to Men is so hard.
Why do I?
All right, so let's go ahead and get this done. Let's all the sappy shit. All right, so this is the comic books. We talked about comic book bullies, and we're gonna talk about vice versa, that whatever. So we're gonna talk about the comic books, and I'm gonna start off with the X-Men, and we're gonna start off with X-Men number 9. Now, this is a continuation of the last book because so far Jonathan Hickman has been writing these one-shot, one tale stories, but this one is a continuation of the last story. So basically, it starts off with an accuser, not Ronin, but another accuser, and he's fucking up one of the Broods. Now, Eli, you love the Brood. They're basically xenomorphs. Yeah. They're not even basically. They are. Like they get sued. Like Marvel, they should get sued for that shit. Anyway, fucking up the Brood. And the accuser pulls out an egg from them. And basically what they've done, these Kree scientists have modified the egg to become a king's egg. And what the king's egg does is that it actually controls all of the Brood. It actually does like a psychic link with control of the Brood. Because right now the Brood have these queen hives, stuff like that. But they're all separate. Where this hive controls that hive, that control that hive. And they move autonomously. But the king's egg, whoever controls the king's egg, controls the Brood. All of them. You tell them to do whatever you want to do. So the accuser talks to the Supreme Intelligence, and the Supreme Intelligence says, okay, so the king's egg is going to take a while for it to be ready. For the Brood to move how it needs to move, it's going to take about 8,000 years for it to happen. But when it happens, it'll be ready to be controlled. We use king's egg, and we will control the Brood army, all trillions of them. but we gotta wait 8,000 years. Okay, well, we're not gonna be allowed to see it, but when it happens, we'll be ready. Cut to 8,000 years later. We're in present time, and the X-Men have the King's Egg on the X-Jet, and they're trying to get the fuck away from Earth because the Brood have followed them there, and they're trying to get the Shi'ar space, take it back to the Starjammers. The Brood are on their ass. And then not only that, but Gladiator has found the Starjammers. He found another accuser, not Ronan, but another one. And Gladiator with his son, and his son is just like, Dad, you said today wasn't going to be about any galactic royal space shit. But you know what? I forgive you if you fuck this guy up. You're like, okay. So Gladiator punches that accuser out into space, and he gets eaten by one of the Brood. The X-Men find them, and it's like, the Brood are on our ass. We're gonna crash land into this planet, but we gotta get the fuck away from them. So they crash them on the planet. They go into this cavern with the Starjammers and with Gladiator, and they try to fight off the Brood as much as they can. And they fight, but it's like a trillion of them that land on this planet, and eventually they're gonna kill them. Eventually, but right before they land the final blow, all the Brood stop. Why? Because the X-Men have a dude on their team called Kid Brood. He's like a mutant Brood hybrid or whatever. And it turns out the reason that Brood have stopped because he ate the King's Egg. So now he controls the Brood. And since he's an X-Man, the X-Men control the Brood. The end. Like, okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
Where this is going, I don't know. The X-Men have a trillion bug army with them, with an island controller, so we'll see how it goes. Of course, they said the King's Egg effect only lasts about, I think, like a few months or some shit. I can't remember, or a year, whatever. I got to reread the book, but.
So yeah. What was this? This is the last, would you say this is the last one, or?
No. Well, yes.
Well, yeah. It couldn't if you could just go to Comixology.
Right.
No.
But like I said,
who knows when this is gonna happen?
We don't know what is happening. So we don't know what the story is like. But no, they're gonna keep making these stories, but we don't know what the next story is gonna be. But yeah, this is how this story ended. But we don't know what X-Men 10 is gonna be, and we don't know when X-Men 10 is gonna come out. But yeah, overall, give the book a 4 out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Even though the ending was kind of shocking because I don't know where it's going. Like, wait, the X-Men control the Brood now? Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's how weird is this story gonna get?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm going with that.
All right. Well, I guess I'll do Immortal Hulk since it's on the banner.
So. Might as well. Pun intended.
Okay, so Immortal Hulk number 33. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay, so Zemu has taken over the world.
Okay.
By weaponizing nostalgia and imprinting false memories in everybody's mind, including the Hulk. Hulk is stuck inside Banner's mind. Banner can't turn into the Hulk. He's stuck in human form. So this is really weird. Hulk goes inside Banner's mind, and he was like finds all the personalities. You got Joe Fixit. You got World Breaker Hulk's in there. Devil Hulk's in there. But World Breaker Hulk takes him to the source of his mind, and it's a young Bruce Banner as a kid.
4 years old, some shit, before his dad died.
Yeah, and he's watching TV. And the TV has the Zemu show. So that's how Zemu is controlling everybody's mind. They're like, he's inside pretending that, everybody saw him on the TV show. So yeah, so there's little Bruce Banner as a kid watching the TV, watching the Zemu show, all enthralled. They end up smashing the TV, breaking the Hulk out of his trance, and this lets Banner turn back into Hulk. But the Hulk crawls out of Banner's mouth. It's like a really gruesome scene. He crawls out of Banner's mouth.
The fuck? Okay.
Yeah, it was really brutal and gory and shit. Kind of cool. So Hulk is back. And it's just a regular Hulk, the big guy or whatever. And they launch an attack on Roxxon because Roxxon developed Zemu and shit. So everyone on the crew, they go attack Roxxon, and all the monsters, because what's been going on is Roxxon created all these beasts, and and they turn into these little monsters that attack people. But if you get attacked by these monsters, you turn into some weird like robot zombie thing. So they go to the Roxxon Corporation building, and there's a big battle. You know, the Hulk and the crew, Harpy's there, and Rick Jones, and the whole crew is there, and they're having this big battle with all these robot zombies. You know, meanwhile, Zemu and the Minotaur, they're up in the office on the top floor. You know, and the Hulk is attacking, and you know, Zemu's like, "You did it all wrong. You can't beat the Hulk with force. You know, you can't beat him like a monster. You got to beat him like he's a kid." You know, and he ends up eating the Minotaur.
Ooh, Hulk ate the Minotaur?
No, Zemu.
Oh, Zemu eats the Minotaur. Oh, wow.
You're doing this wrong. This is not how you do it. We have to downsize and cut costs. So I'm gonna just take over the operation since I'm the one doing it. And he eats the Minotaur.
You can't kill the Minotaur.
And he turns the Minotaur into like a weird zombie robot mass. It's pretty weird, you know. So you know, the Hulk comes in, and but Zemu now, he has the psychic force of the entire world behind him, and right away he puts Hulk back into a trance, you know. But remember, this is the regular Hulk, you know. And Rick Jones, he shows up, you know, and he's been able to resist Zemu's mind control, you know. So he's not
usually like Gamma Jesus or something.
Yeah, he's like floating. He's like Magneto, you know, Rick Jones. So he's not under the control. He was able to resist Zemu. So he distracts Zemu just so the Hulk was close enough to Zemu, and then because the Hulk has all his personalities, Worldbreaker Hulk comes out.
Wow. And
then he, like, just with one punch, kills Zemu. Like, one punch! And just destroys Zemu.
So all is cool. Man.
Yeah, it's great. It's a weird, like, half the book you're in Hulk's mind. It's weird, you know. So all is cool. You know, Hulk thanks Rick Jones and says he's always, you know, Rick Jones has always been, you know, his only friend, and it's a kind of sentimental, and everything seems fine. But it turns out Rick Jones is not okay. And we now know why Rick Jones was able to resist Zemu's hypnosis.
Uh-oh.
That's because the leader is controlling him from hell, and he's using a way to possess him through the green door.
Oh, that green door you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So the leader is behind this shit.
Man, how many drugs do you need to have to read this book, man?
It's crazy. This book was crazy. That's where it ends. You know, the leader from hell. You know,
because the leader hasn't shown up at all in these books, has he?
No,
I've never heard you talk about the leader on here.
That one weird book, like a few months back, where it was like way in the future, and the Hulk was going through space and shit, and they found like Universe Breaker Hulk or whatever, or something. It was that weird one. It was like thousands of years in the millions of years in the future, where and the leader was a part of that whole thing. It was weird. And then they never did anything with that. I think it was like 24 or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever issue that was. So yeah, this is just a weird, crazy book. You know, and it was like, at first I thought it was okay because it was just, you know, the cerebral thing, the whole thing, you know, dealing with Hulk's mind, and, you know, all those layers of nostalgia, you know, hanging on to the past and how that can be detrimental to someone, you know, hint, hint, comic fans who don't want to go fucking digital. You know, nostalgia can be bad sometimes. So that's like a little theme going on. But, you know, until that twist at the end with the leader, I was like, whoa. So that's what elevated this whole thing for me. So yeah, this is another 4 out of 5, you know, this book, but this was a particularly nuts issue.
I mean, but that's what you want from From a crazy
But it
story.
had everything. It had, the weird mind shit, but then you had the crazy battle and the weird horror shit. I mean, the Hulk punching through Banner's throat and coming out of his mouth to turn like, I'm back. and Banner's just like, his body's all in pieces and bloody pieces on the ground. And yeah, Zemu eating Minotaur.
Well, I got to start read this whole story, man. Because like from beginning and just work my way up to there. Because this shit is insane.
Yeah, I mean, and there's that whole thing about the corporate downsizing. And how, like, there's so many layers and commentary going on, man, with this book. So yeah, 4 out of 5.
All right, so sticking with the X-Minute. This time I'm gonna do X-Men versus Fantastic Four number 20. No, I'm sorry, not 20. It's 2020. Number 3.
Really?
Yeah, issue number 3.
That came out.
Yeah, it came out. Yeah.
Not read that. Why the fuck? I did not see that. I didn't read it. Shit.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn it. I missed it.
I don't know how you missed it. It was there. It was like the number 1 selling book on Comixology or one of them.
Yeah.
So basically how the book starts off. Okay, so last time we saw the Fantastic Four were hightailing it out of Krakoa. Yeah, Genosha's gone. So they getting the fuck out of Krakoa. X-Men are on their ass in their X-Jet, chasing at their ass. They shoot him down because Cyclops, puts his beam on and hits Bim Grin with like that. They both crash into an island. They fight some more. Wolverine slashes, blah, 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 all that stuff like that. And the fight gets interrupted by Dr. Doom because apparently they have crash landed on Doom Island, the island he controls. He tells everybody to stop fighting. He's like, you don't do anything on my island. You are here illegally, but I'm going to let you here right now because I want to have a conversation with all of you. And, Sue's like, where's my kids? Magneto's like, where's my X-Men? First off, Doom tells Magneto, stop. I know what you're doing. Stop trying to control my metal. It's not. I've already planned for you. You can't do this shit. I'm not like this short fucker over here with the claws that you can just control anytime. Matter of fact, didn't you fuck him up one time? Y'all friends? Okay. And Sue, Sue, it's me, Uncle Doom. I'm not going to do anything to your kids. Your kids like my kids. Let's go over here, have a conversation. We can talk to the kids. But I got one rule. Since if I fix Franklin, you're not allowed to deal with anything I'm doing on this island. The mutants stay with me. The Latverdian mutants stay with me. You're not gonna come to the island. I can do as I please. You leave me the fuck alone. I'll fix Franklin, give him back his god powers, and y'all go about your business. And like the X-Men have, different opinions on how to go about that, but they go find Franklin anyway. But while they're gone, the rest of the X-Men, Dr. Doom tells them, the rest of you X-Men, I'm gonna take some X-Men with me, like the leaders with me. But the rest of you stay on the outskirts of the island. You are not allowed to go in the inside of the town. You're forbidden for that. Now I'll be back. We're gonna deal with Franklin. We'll come back and have a conversation. So they go talk to Franklin. Franklin sees Reed, and he's like, fuck you, Dad. He gives him the whole speech again. He's like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a man. Doom, I'm not leaving till Doom says he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do. And until then, I'm not going anywhere. So they get to arguing. Reed is like, how the fuck do y'all trust Doom? He's Dr. Doom. You can't trust him. He's gonna fuck you up some kind of way. And Charles, he's gonna do that shit. He's like, okay, maybe I do. But I brought Beast with me. Beast gonna look over the numbers to make sure that Doom is on the up and up. And matter of fact, Reed, you can look over it also. And Doom's like, yeah, Reed, I want you to look over my numbers. You might learn something. So while they doing all that, trying to fix Franklin like that, the other X-Men like Wolverine and Storm, Magneto and Cyclops, they just left by themselves. And Storm is like, we need to go. Yeah, I know Doom said we can't go to the island. Go to the town. But fuck, let's go to the town. And Cyclops, no, we can't go. Professor X said we can't go. And Magneto's like, do I look like I give a fuck what Professor X said? We're going to the island. We're going to go to the town. We're going to get those mutants. So they go to the town. They find the mutants. But while they find the mutants, they get attacked by Doombots. Doombots just come out of anywhere, just attack them, shit like that. One of them scoop Wolverine up and flies him out the way. Wolverine just stabbing the shit at this Doombot, shit like that. Emma's like senses him and she's like, Wolverine, no, stop doing what you're doing. But anyway, we cut back to Franklin and them. Doom presses a button, says he's gonna fix Franklin because I'm Doom. I always do what I say I'm gonna do. And he pressed the button, looked like he's about to fix Franklin. He like, unlike you X-Men who don't do what I tell you to do and you do whatever the hell you want to do because you have just killed one of my civilians. They're like, wait, we did what? So we cut back to Wolverine, And when he looks at the Doombot, he sees blood on his claws. He's like, wait, why do I have blood on my claws from a robot? He pulls off the helmet of the Doombot, and it's one of the Latveria mutants. Wolverine has killed one of them by accident because he looked like a Doombot. The Doom is brainwashed to make him think he's a Doombot. He's like, oh shit. So Doom is like, so since y'all kill one of my civilians, I'm gonna kill y'all. No harm done. So those Doom Sentinels at the end, he activates them, and they start running rampant and getting ready to kill the X-Men. The end. Or to be continued. So, yeah. So, pretty cool story. Like I said, it's a bunch of other shit going in there. Why Doom is pretty much saying fuck the X-Men. Why he didn't join the Krakowian treaty and shit like that, because he don't give a fuck about the X-Men dude. He like, just because you got superpowers don't mean you shit. I worked my way up to get what I wanted. You know, that doesn't make you better than anybody. So, pretty cool story. It didn't have as much steam as the other ones did, but I feel like it's building to that conclusion. So I'm gonna say a 4 out of 5 on this one. 4 out of 5 on this one. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I didn't read it. I think maybe that's a new comic. I can read it tomorrow. I'll buy it tomorrow and read it.
Right.
I totally missed it.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah. All right. I'll also do Punisher Soviet number 6. So this wraps up the story. This is the last one, last issue in this story arc. Punisher and this ex-special ops Soviet soldier. They go after this Russian mobster. And turns out this mob boss had sold out the army squad back in the Afghanistan war. So that's why the Soviet soldier's after him. He's out for revenge. You know, he sold them out to the Afghans, left the squad for dead. They were tortured and murdered. The Soviet soldier was the only one to escape. So he's basically out for vengeance. So him and Frank have been going around and killing their way through his whole, crime syndicate. But the last issue, the Soviet got killed in a helicopter crash. So that picks up this issue. Frank tracks down the mob boss down to this lavish mansion out in the boonies, and he finds the mob boss and this like state senator like chilling, having dinner, and he tells this, the mob boss to tie the senator up. The senator's like, hey, let me go. I got nothing to do with this, and Frank's like, you're a corrupt piece of shit. You're so far removed and you got your head so far up your wealthy, privileged ass. You just can't relate to regular people. So I ain't going to let you go. So he has the mob guy tie the senator up. And then Frank, Frank gives the mob boss a knife and like, here, now I want you to skin him alive.
What the hell,
man? And he's like, you're always given orders, but you never got your hands dirty. You never fought alongside your soldiers. You let them die. You let them, you made decisions that sent people to their deaths, and you're so far removed from, battle. Same with your crime family. You never took part in any of the order. You ordered all this death and carnage, but you never participated in it. So, you don't know what it's like to experience death and trauma and how it's caused. You're always in the backgrounds pulling the strings. You never did any of it yourself. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to skin this guy alive. You're finally going to see what it's like, and he begs and shit. And this is, where Garth Ennis writes Frank's inner voice so well, how Frank thinks and his thought process, his thought bubbles. It's like he's so perfect for that. He's like, he goes like Frank's sitting there thinking, like when he goes into the room, when he's like shooting his way up to the mansion and killing all the security guards, he like Frank's thinking, he's like something like, when you're on a job like this, you get to the end, you get a picture in your head of what the bad guys are supposed to be. You think they're monsters, but it's not. It's like, and he goes inside, it's these rich old white men, pulling all the strings behind all this evil, so, and then he tells him, skin him alive, and he begs. Long story short, he wants to live. And it's like 15 minutes in, the senator has a heart attack, but that doesn't make the job any easier. And he does. He like skins the guy alive, and and that's pretty much it. Really gory detail. The senator skins. He skins the senator alive. And he goes, and and he leaves the guy sitting there all like bloody and crazed and shit, like, oh my God. And Frank's just like, yeah, tell the cops the Punisher made you do it. See how far that gets you. And just leaves them. So yeah, this was just, and that's pretty much it. That's the end of the story. And, this was just ill. Like I said, Garth Ennis, he's just perfect for writing the Punisher. So yeah, fuck it. Yeah, 5 out of 5. Fuck it. This was great.
Yeah, it's
perfect.
It sounds even more crazy than the other book.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So sticking with the X-Men, I got another X book. I'm just doing another X book this time. Yeah, got a third one. So this one is Wolverine #2.
Oh yeah, I did read this. I read this.
Oh, you read this? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I did. I read this.
Cool. You get mad if I miss anything with this one. Okay. So to recap on what happened last time, the X-Force were going after this group called the Flower Cartel. What the Flower Cartel is doing is that they're stealing shipments of their flowers the cocoa flowers that they use to sell to people. They're chopping them up and they're selling them on the streets, but it's diluted, so it's having like weird effects on people and shit like that. So they're trying to stop the Flower Cartel from doing what they're doing, and they're led by this chick called the Pale Lady. So at the beginning of the book, Wolverine gets ambushed by Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, and Dr. Cornelius. I don't really know this guy. Anyway, he shoots guns at him and shit like that. Wolverine is fighting him all he can, kills everybody, and when he wakes up, he realized that he didn't really kill them. He killed the X-Force. He killed his own team. You're like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Quentin Quire, with his last breath, blasts half of Wolverine's skin off his bones, and Wolverine wakes up back in Krakoa on the desk, and he realized, what the fuck just happened? Oh yeah, you just killed everybody. But of course, they got that resurrection protocol, so they're gonna bring everybody back anyway. But Wolverine just realized he killed Jean Grey. Again, so he's watching Jean Grey, being birthed again in the resurrection tubes and shit like that. He sees Cyclops from a distance. He tries to plead with Cyclops. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't hurt Jean any kind of way. Cyclops isn't saying shit. Cyclops just looks at him and just walks off. So while we cut to that, there's another guy that's half of the story named Jeff Bannister. Jeff Bannister works for the CIA. He's tracking down the Flower Cartel, but he keeps running to the roadblock because he realizes that the Flower Cartel has somebody on the inside of the CIA. He can't trust his own team. He can't trust anybody that works there, so he has to outsource. And he's like, who else can I outsource to but Wolverine? So he gets in contact with Wolverine because he's the one that found Wolverine in Alaska and took him back to Krakoa. But he left his phone number with Wolverine to call him back so he can finish the shit. They have a beer, they talk, and he asks him, why don't you bring the rest of the X-Force with you? He's like, nah, because some shit might happen. I don't want what happened last time to happen again. So it's just gonna be me and you going on there. So they grab a ship, they load up some cocoa flowers, they go on the ocean, and they know this is gonna be a trap to hopefully get the Pale Lady to come to them. But something happens. Bannister gets stabbed in the back with 3 claws by Wolverine. Why? Because the Pale Lady has been on the ship the whole time, been controlling Wolverine. Bannister is dead. Wolverine is taking the Krakoan flowers to wherever the fuck she wants him to take him because she has full control of him. The end. Yeah. Honestly, this was the weakest book I read this week.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed, especially because I was really into the whole Omega Red story that they had in the last issue.
Right.
And I was
they
like,
were going to continue that some kind of way.
Yeah, and they went into this, and I'm just like, they're just killing X-Men and resurrecting them. I'm like, I don't care.
I mean, but that's comics in general. They just kill everybody. I don't care.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, there's just no real stakes for me, I guess. So, he kills them, but they're just not really dead anyway.
No, he still feels the trauma of it. Whatever,
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't. I was really looking forward to the Omega Red story. With the vampires and all that shit.
Yeah, because I don't care about the Pale Lady or whatever.
Yeah, and this whole drug deal thing, kind of like whatever.
Yeah, that was like, in the other one, the Fallen Angels thing. They've been doing the same shit. So,
yeah, I mean, like whatever.
Yeah, they're doing the Marauders. All they do is just steal their flowers. That's all they fight. So shit. Oh, the Golden Girls did that shit. Stole their flowers.
Yeah, I thought. I was like I said, I was more into the other story.
Yeah.
So this
was still sort of entertaining, but it was a let down from the books of Real. So I'm gonna give it.
It was. Yeah, it was fine. I thought the twist at the end, like, oh shit,
If they built Bannister like he was gonna be like his sidekick, and nope, he's dead. So
yeah, I thought he was kind of cool. He was kind of an interesting character, and then he's dead.
They can't bring him back. So shit.
Yeah. All right. well, I guess I'll do Star Wars Bounty Hunters too.
Cool.
So yeah, this is years ago. Boba Fett, Bosk, Valance, this girl named Tonga and her brother, and this alien named Lash. They were on this bounty hunter job, and the deal went south. Tonga's brother got killed. Valance got his face blown off. Lash ended up killing the son of a mob boss. So they all had to go underground, and Lash has like a hit out put out on her. So cut to now. Lash has now resurfaced, and there's a big price on her head for killing, the Don's son. So the biggest bounty ever is put out on her head. So everyone comes out of the woodwork to get it. Tonga, she's a human. Bosk teams up with Dr. Aphra and Black Cranston. She's that's her Wookiee partner, Black Cranston. Black Cranston. Wookiee. Okay. Yeah, that's his name. Boba Fett, who was on his way to Jabba's palace because he had Solo and Carbonite. So this takes place like while Empire Strikes Back is going on. He's on his way to Jabba's palace with Han Solo, and he gets the call like, "Hey, Lash has resurfaced." He's like, "Oh shit! Well, I'm gonna go do that real quick," and I'm doing it for free. So they all have a vendetta against Lash. They all want Lash because of that job, And meanwhile, it ain't just them. It's like every bounty hunter in the galaxy is after this job. So they're after Lash. So this picks up with Valance searching like one of Lash's safe house and finds everybody dead. He checks the security feed, and it was Boba Fett who killed everybody. So Fett is like one step ahead of him. Then we cut to Tonga, and she like went to the mob boss, and she tells him that she will avenge, his dead son and her brother's death. As long as she gets, she can get to Lash. And then we cut back to Valance, and he's tracked down Lash like to her parents' graveyard, So she was actually visiting this graveyard of her dead parents. So they basically trying to find out where she's hiding. While Valance is at the graveyard, Bosk shows up and just blows up the gravesite. So it looks like Valance died, but I'm sure he's not. It's to be continued. Okay. Pretty cool. A lot of fun. It's just action-packed crime story. We go into a flashback at one point where Valance kills a bunch of stormtroopers in like a bar, and we kind of learn why he hates the Empire so much. It turns out he was actually a stormtrooper back in the day, and they left him for dead, and that's why he got injured and shit. That's why he's a cyborg now.
Damn.
Tonga, I'm not too familiar with Tonga. I guess she was in one of the Vader books I haven't read. But other than that, this is just fun gangster shit. It's like Snatch, or True Romance, when everybody's after the same score, like one of those Westerns, So this is just, Star Wars with gangster style, it's just fun. Like Comic Cast, like shit all over this book. They didn't like it. I'm like, what the hell, man?
The art's a recent episode?
Yeah, like the art is awesome. It's full of action, and it's just a crime story set in the Star Wars universe. Gangsters and shit, and I'm digging it. I think it's awesome. I don't know. 4 out of 5, man.
Okay. All right. Since this is our last comic book reviews for who knows when, I decided to go an extra step and decided to get another book.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this one, Falcon and Winter Soldier #2.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's the one you went with?
That's the one I went with. I was like, fuck it. Not anything else. Not Hellions or anything. I decided to go with this one. Let's just jump into it. Okay. So like I said, they got their ass kicked by Justin Bieber last issue. But he did tell him where he was going next. Apparently, there's Baron Zemo has a prodigy that he's been training that is going on this train that is leaving for Buffalo. And if they leave in time to catch it, that's what he told them last time when he kicked their ass. It was like, well, let's go get them. So they put the suits back on. They fly to this train. They find the train. They go into the first car. So they like, okay, what do you think Baron Zemo's prodigy look like? Well, he probably wearing a stupid ass purple mask and shit like that. So they go on the first train. They look around. As soon as they look around, they spot somebody, and everybody on the train yells out "Hail Hydra" and attacks them. So they start beating the shit out of him, and like it's just weird. People like an old ass lady, Bucky like knocks her teeth out and shit like that. They beat everybody on that car, and they're like, how many cars left on this train? It's 8 in total. So maybe this is just the one car with just a bunch of Hydra assassins on it. Maybe the other one's fine. They go to the next train, more Hydra assassins. Third train, fourth train, fifth train, sixth train, seventh train, Hydra assassin. So most of the book is just them beating the shit out of people, just all the way to get to the last train, get the last car. They finally get to the last car, put the guns out, and it's Baron Zemo. Not his prodigy, Baron Zemo. So obviously he's not dead. Punisher didn't kill him. All Punisher did was cut his right hand off. Yeah, cut his right hand off. That's all he did. So he's missing a hand. But he's still alive. Bucky's like, no, I'm finna put a bullet in this dude right now. Pulls his gun out. Baron Zemo said, you're not gonna kill me. Like, why the fuck I'm not gonna kill you? Because you need me. Because there is a power struggle going on right now with Hydra. I have my team. Meanwhile, there's this other guy that is trying to do a global catastrophe that's just gonna wipe out the United States. So you can either deal with me, or if you take me out, you deal with him. Now, if you deal with me, I'll help you find him. You can take that guy out. And Bucky's like, nah, I'm gonna just kill you right now, man. I'm gonna just take you out, and we're gonna just deal with this guy later on. And Baron Zemo's like, okay, Bucky, you can't be this stupid. I know you're a sidekick, but don't tell me Captain America had all the brains. You work for me now. Like, how the hell I work for you? I just told you. If you want to find that guy, I can tell you where to find him. That other Hydra guy. And if you don't do it, since you've been a government assassin on the low and killing all these guys and stuff like that. Obviously, the government wants that stuff under wraps. They don't want to know what people are doing because you're black ops. I'm going to leak that information out. And if I leak that information out, you're going to jail. So you have no choice but to work for me. I'll tell you where to find that guy that kicked your ass in the last book. And if you find him, you can follow the trail to that other Hydra agent. So he tells them where they are, and they get there, and they find the guy's parents, Justin Bieber's parents, whatever like that. And they're Captain America fans and shit. Book ends. So, yeah. It was more exciting when I was reading than when I explained it. Now that I think about it, the half of the book was just them beating the shit out of like old ladies and shit. So, all right, look, I'm not asking for much. I just want to just give me a simple throwaway disposable book just with Falcon and Bucky, because they're pretty much Lethal Weapon. They're Riggs and Murtaugh. I mean,
yeah.
Falcons is the by the book, dude. Bucky is Mel Gibson, pretty much. So I enjoyed that for what it was. Just their back and forth. It's a buddy cop book, so it gives me a little bit more thing with that. Their interaction with each other was sometimes cool, sometimes kind of corny, whatever like that. Overall, I'm gonna give this a pass. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's higher than what I gave the last book. I didn't hate it. It was whatever it was. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess the last book I'll do is Transformers versus Terminator.
You read that? Okay.
I did. And I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Again, like Gomer then didn't like it. I'm like, what the hell?
That's his thing. Like, he is the Transformer guy.
Yeah. But it's cool. I don't know. What the hell? Like, it's...
They just hate everything. They're just grumpy now.
Yeah. So the a T800 goes back in time to 1984 to stop the Decepticons from taking over Earth. So yeah, he meets up with Sarah Connor. They go to that volcano where, remember the Ark from the Transformers cartoon?
Yeah.
The Transformers, they haven't woken up. Well, the Decepticons woke up. They get to the Ark, and it turns out the Decepticons have already woken up, and they're already destroying the place. But they're able to save Prime.
Okay.
And that's kind of where it ends, I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. I don't know. Sarah Connor makes sense. She's part of the Terminator franchise. Why would you not have Sarah Connor in there?
Right, especially just rewriting it however you want. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's like the human involved. She's the only human, since where you can just have asshole robots fighting each other.
Right, have a human in there somewhere. Shia LaBeouf, something. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, So yeah, I mean, I thought it begins in the future with the Terminator, doing shit, and I got a love-hate relationship with the Terminator. I love the first movie. I love The second movie's cool too, but then then you have 20 years of shitty Terminator movies ever since then. They just have not gotten it right. But I still love the first Terminator movie, especially when he was the bad guy and he was, just that idea of a guy walking in with guns and getting shot up, an indestructible dude getting shot up. That's always been just an awesome image.
Fun fact, O.J. Simpson had the role first, but he lost it because they said he was too nice.
Oh, damn.
They didn't believe he was a killer.
That's funny. But, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was supposed to play Reese at first, but he's like, no, man, I want to play the robot.
Right.
But the Terminator, the first movie was like a horror movie, and it was like, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I remember being a little kid, this is right after Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi was done. As far as we knew back then, Star Wars was over. That was it. There was no more Star. Sure, they had Ewoks on the fucking TV or droids and shit, on Saturday morning cartoons, but that was, But, Star Wars was kind of over. Sure, there was like Robotech and Voltron and Transformers, but those are cartoons.
Right.
And then the Terminator came out, and it was rated R, and it was kind of scary, and it was like the coolest thing a sci-fi fan going through Star Wars withdrawal could, pick up afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
That it hit at the perfect time. So I always have and I remember trying to play, with my G.I. Joes. I had Destro, and I put some Play-Doh on his face to make him look like half face and half robot. You know what I'm saying? So he was my Terminator figure and shit. So yeah, I always enjoyed the Terminator, and I'm like, hey, him fighting the Transformers sounds like a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. 4 out of 5. I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah. We're easy to please. Shit.
Yeah.
So like I said, this is the last time we're gonna do this type of format for a while. We don't know what we're gonna do next week or the week afterward. We will restructure. We will have conversations off the podcast and just kind of collect our thoughts and brainstorm and see where we're gonna go from there. But if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. See, we're gonna be okay. These other podcasts, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Comic Cast, what the hell are they gonna do?
I think they're gonna go back. Well, that's probably what we can do. We could go back and read older shit. I think they're gonna read older books and review them. And I know they're still talking to, artists and creators. They're having guests
like that. Yeah.
Because they ain't got shit to do because all projects have been put on hold indefinitely.
Right.
They're not doing shit. They're not making any money. I went on Twitter.
Work the podcast circuit shit.
Yeah, I went on Twitter and took Gail Simone's comic writing course and shit. Because she ain't doing shit now. Fucking David F. Walker's putting out tutorial videos on YouTube.
So hell, Valiant giving away free comics.
Yeah.
On Twitter, like fucking PDF, you just download them.
I know some of them. Like if I've seen like some. I don't know if it's IDW or if it's Dynamite or something. I've seen some companies saying if you buy any of their digital books, they'll give half the proceeds to a comic store or something like that, or something like that.
Oh, something.
I've seen some so they are trying to help out comic stores.
Right. Which I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we got Comic Cast. We have This Geeks and Comics. We have Get Valiant. Ooh, what are they gonna do? Yeah. They're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh well, they'll figure it out.
It's a damn shame. Right after this movie comes out, you know what I mean?
They can review the movie. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now you quit saying you've been busy. You're not busy. You really don't have shit to do now. What do we got? Hoodoo TV, Wrestling Council, and hell, I think that's it. Maybe some more, but I'm forgetting them. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. We'll figure it out. Like I said, this format, the way we're doing the podcast as we know it, no longer works. So we have to figure something out. Stick with us. It'll be whatever we do. It'll be interesting.
Yeah,
or at least be as interesting as what we have been doing.
Yeah.
I don't make too many promises. I don't want to set the expectations too high.
Yeah, there's a pile of books that I haven't read stacking up over there that I'm sure I got plenty of time to go through now.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't worry, we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. This is next episode will be the all new, all different comic book bullets. We'll figure it out. The new 52.
Yeah.
All right. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.